I'm Joanna Simpson here at Risk Minds International in London. Joining me now is Simon Wills, Senior Advisor at ORX, and Dr. Luke Carrivick, Executive Director at ORX. Thank you both for joining me today.
It's a pleasure.
And Simon, may I start with you, please? ORX recently published a paper sharing its vision for operational and non-financial risk. What is that vision?
I think the vision is about success, really. I think it's obvious that financial services industry is undergoing a transformation, and that transformation is making non-financial risk more directly relevant to the achievement of strategic objectives and the capabilities to achieve those objectives. So what the vision is about is how the management of non-financial risk can contribute to the success of firms. And we essentially think there are three big areas that we need to lean into. We need to work out how to manage risk at scale, because we're building digital businesses that operate at scale. We need to work out how to manage risk at speed. So how do we help our firms change at speed, but also react at speed to events? And frankly, that's an area where we need to do quite a lot of work. And then finally, the environment creates the need for new insights and new capabilities. So how do you manage change? How do you scan the horizon more effectively? How do you understand the ecosystem that you're operating in? How do you understand not just the impact of the financial consequences of events, but also the non-financial impacts, so the reputational impacts? Because reputation in a digital environment is really, really, really important. And that's why boards are focusing on things like cyber risk, because they want to protect their reputation, protect their brand, to be successful as digital businesses.
And Luke, why has ORX chosen to share this vision now?
I guess two parts to my answer. The first is why we choose to do any kind of thought leadership at a particular point in time, and that really boils down to the nature of the association. We have more than 100 leading acts of insurers across the globe, thousands of individuals within those organisations, and we engage with them actively week to week, so we get a really early sense of when there's change coming, and we got a sense of that, which kind of spurs us on to kind of dig deeper into what's really going on. So that kind of triggers the thought for the piece of work, the actual conditions, just building on what Simon talked about. Huge amount of technology change. That's not just one thing, that's wave after wave after wave. There will be new things in a couple of years' time coming, I'm sure. Mixed in with a kind of broader remit, which Simon referred to. So what's important is now broader, operational and non-financial risk. Mixed in with societal change, geopolitics, all of those things creates a challenge and a problem which looks very different today to 20 years ago when we started thinking about this seriously. So the question is, should we step back and say, actually, the way that we manage these risks also needs to change?
And Simon, just building on that slightly, what is the current state of play in the industry?
So, I mean, the vision's our vision, but in building it, we spoke to about 50 risk leaders in different firms around the world, senior leaders in risk practice. And everybody sees the challenge, but actually I think everybody sees the opportunity to help their firms create success. And as part of the vision, we articulated a sort of a pathway forward. The first thing which everybody's working on is try to make their foundations fit for purpose. So perhaps we've been a little bit programmatic in the past. Make those foundations lighter, easier to use, lighter for the firm to adopt. And secondly, to build a digital core, and that's in the BAU risk management space, but also going out and getting new data, unstructured data that helps you manage new risks. And then finally, those new challenges and insights that we need to get a better grip on is how do you manage change, how do you understand your ecosystem, or all of those. I should just say, I think it's been really interesting. At Risk Minds, non-financial risk has been being discussed a lot, and everybody's reached the same place that we do. Certainly in that foundation, the core that everyone keeps coming back to is we need the right people, we need good skills, we need people who understand digital, but also people who are really good at operating under conditions of uncertainty, so can use their judgment, have confidence, can communicate. And we need a culture where the risk to people are more conscious of the business, and the business people are more conscious of risk. So I think really at the moment, I would say those are the two really biggest foundations are get the right skills, get the right culture, move forward into that digital space, and then try and lean into those challenges.
Luke, how is ORX working with firms to help them achieve this vision and increase the value of operational and non-financial risk?
Yeah, and fantastic question. I think essentially the vision sets or articulates a common challenge and a common set of capabilities that non-financial risk will need to master in order to be successful. Some of those capabilities, people don't quite know how to achieve them yet, so we're going to target the most valuable things, work with our members, run that through. We have senior leadership discussions, risk management, resilience, working groups and communities. So that will just form the agenda for the next 2 or 3 years, and collectively we'll make progress together. I think there is a role also for RX to try and go outside of the membership in this case. So there's lots of really significant external stakeholders for whom this vision is really important as well, and they'll help have the industry progress too.
Luke and Simon, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.